A fully licensed airsoft pistol from a company that's never made an airsoft pistol before? Yeah, we're gonna see how this one turns out, and you might actually be surprised. So let's dive into the Silencer Co. Maxim 9 by Krytac. All right, welcome to the full review of the Maxim 9 by Silencer Co., the airsoft version made by Krytac. Yes, the company that did the Chris Vector, the CRBs, all the AEGs, but has never made a pistol before. And then they dive into this world with this very futuristic looking space gun from Silencer Co. Now there is a real version of this. This is based on a real version that has an integrated suppressor. So that's the reason why this front end looks so interesting. Is inside here on the real version is a bunch of baffles and the suppressor parts and all that. So it is all built in, silenced. But for the airsoft version, it has quite a few different tricks up its sleeve. So we're gonna start with the externals. I'm gonna talk about internals, tear down, how this thing works, and all the cool features, including the integrated tracer. All right, so externally, let's take a look at this. I will give you a nice, beautiful little close-up here. This polymer and aircraft aluminum beauty is the Silencer Co. Maxim 9 by Krytac. Polymer on the frame here, metal up here, down there, split slide, interesting, so only the back half moves. Across the top, you have a plate here that allows you to swap it out for their special plate that they have as an option, and you can put it on there. This one is steel, the replacement plate is actually polymer. So only a few pieces of polymer on the upper frame, actually, aside from the lower frame. This thing has the holes drilled for 3 different types of red dots. Now, be careful if you got some third-party ones, like, let's, for example, I tried to put the Novrich one on here, they don't match up. So if you want to put optics on, you've got to use something that has the patterns, and a lot of the real ones, of course, and there are a few in the market that match these holes. The Trijicon RMR, the RMR CC, or the Shield RMS. They have holes drilled for all 3 of those. You swap the plate on, you can put any of those on that single plate, and if you do upgrade or change your red dot in the future, you don't have to buy some other adapter plate to make this thing work. Or if you don't want to run it, you want to run it clean, you've got this on here because it does have front and rear built-in integrated sights on that. So also too, because it's Silencer Co., you've got a ton of trademarks all in here. Very well done trades built into the body, molded into the polymer lower frame or the metal components like the barrel on there. You have a really nice satin finish. It's been that bead blasted and anodized. You can tell it's extremely well made, very solid, even though it is multiple pieces. You can see here the expandable baffles all have the parts, but it doesn't have any wobble, any play at all. It's basically the quality you would expect from Krytac. Moving forward, you got this big old beast here. Nice big trademarks in the front, the barrel hole, 2 big screws we're gonna talk about in a minute why they are there. On the bottom, you've got key mod, 3 key mod segments. You can pick up their special little key mod rail here that fits on the front, gives you bottom rails if you want to do that. Moving on, you've got a polymer grip, polymer trigger guard, everything like that. You have a trigger safety in here, a la a lot of the modern striker fire pistols. Ambi controls, so you do have the slide release, works on the left, which you can't see me do there, and then the right, which you can. Lots of aggressive stippling that's not uncomfortable on the grip, all the way down where your fingers would rest. Nice built-in curve here, nice big high purchase. You can get a good solid grip on the pistol. Steel that there, and really easy takedown. I'll show you a takedown here in a moment as well. Going back to the magazine. This is their special magazine. Now I said it's based on the G series platform, so Glock pretty much 17 mag. This one is interesting because it is incredibly light because it's made of aluminum. Yes, remember I said aircraft aluminum? Well, that includes the mag and nylon fiber reinforced polymer for the mag lip. It has the curved top here, so a lot of the platforms, I think like VFC and stuff, it matches kind of that versus the flat one like WE and Marui, but interchangeably, you're gonna be able to use, I think, the mags in between them. I have not tested mag compatibility. Once the final production model comes out, I'm sure they're gonna have a list and I'll be able to tell you what my testing has done with that on it. This thing weighs 120, let me get my exact number, 126 grams. To give you an idea, like a regular Glock mag, like let's say a VFC one, is 260 grams. Now you're gonna say, well, Jonathan, that's not a lot. It's just a little less than half the weight. True, but when you hold this thing, it is so significant, the weight difference. It is absolutely amazing. I mean, it really, when it's double the weight to go to the regular one, it feels a lot more than double the weight. I don't know why, it just does. And to keep these little guys on you to run around is a huge game changer in airsoft. I'm not sure, I mean, I kind of know why, because these are not inexpensive at all to produce. In fact, they are very premium price if you're gonna move to this as your new G series mag solution, or the Silencer Co here in this case. However, the weight reduction is quite worth it. So if you're gonna run these like on a drop leg or a pouch or something, have a couple extra spares, this makes a big difference. They hold gas really well, they fire really well. I didn't have any trouble in my test. We're gonna have a shooting test here toward the end of the video, so you get to see this thing in action, full action with all the features, including the tracer unit and all that stuff. And it also has another trick up its sleeve. Hiding under here, back in here, is a semi-auto, full auto switch. It's very similar to like what you'll find in the PPQ by Walther, or the like a G series. Like some of the G series will have that internal switch versus the actual one that's on the side, like a G18C, but it has that internal little toggle switch. It's a little stiff, which is good. You don't want to move. It's this little piece off here to the side right there, and you kind of got to click it over, and then it puts it in full auto mode, and you can click it back and it takes it back to semi-auto mode, and it's going to shoot around 13 rounds a second. So in full auto with this cycling, because you're only moving the back half of this slide, I mean, all this stuff stays locked in place. It's just this piece here moving. You're getting a pretty decent rate of fire for something that is gas blowback. Moving on to some of the technical stuff is in here, we do, if I slide that on back, you will have the hop of adjustment. And what's cool is the hop of adjustment is right there, that little bitty hole, and they give you the proper Allen tool in the box to adjust it. What's also even cooler about this is it's clicky. So when you move it, it's not one of those infinite smooth and it kind of walks back. As you move it between the hop up settings, just like their AEG, it clicks to the next setting. It is very positive. I like it a lot. It moves, it's very tactile. So you can dial that thing in and not worry about it walking out. And that sometimes happens with gas blowback pistols or rifles. I know some of you are gonna ask, it is Marui spec. So if you want to do a barrel or bucking upgrade, and heck, let's just talk about internals. We're looking at inner barrel, it's 115 millimeters long. The way it's set up, and I'm gonna tell you why it's that long, because it actually stops about right here, right there inside. I'll open this thing up so you can kind of see. It doesn't go all the way to the end for a darn good reason. And it's a 605 millimeter barrel. Now you're gonna wanna match that 115 length for the millimeters, simply because you're gonna wanna have the functionality if you pick up their tracer. The tracer here is a little unique. The threads on the barrel are internally threaded, not externally, meaning the threads go inside the barrel. They're not on the outside of the barrel. They're 12 millimeter positive. So you'll see the threads here, you actually see the aggressive threading. It actually nests inside the barrel. It goes inside the barrel and then screws on, versus it, screwing on the outside, like most airsoft guns have that. So this is the Krytac tracer, which is, if you look, made in partnership with Ace Tech. Yes, and this is what makes this platform so absolutely special. This little tracer unit will do, it will do the rainbow mode. So it's just like the Bifrost. It has a couple different color modes I'm gonna show you. You can do it a couple different ways. You can set it through the normal way. You kind of screw the back cap off, right? And you've got all the buttons. So you have little buttons here, and the camera may not pick these things up because the camera picks a weird frame rate. So we got flames, we can do, change it. We got the rainbow mode like that. You've got a blue mode. See, we got off, then we got red, and we got a green, and then their special orange color. That orange is their special color. I'm gonna cycle through again. That's the rainbow. It looks like it's white, but it actually casts that rainbow effect. If you've seen my video about the Bifrost tracer by Ace Tech, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. As the BB leaves, even if you're not using a tracer BB, just a white BB, it will actually put a gradient rainbow effect on it about that far out. So it's this really unique, cool effect. So it looks like it's white, it'll do it. Now, the opponent will see that. The flash doesn't last that long. The flash actually is very quick, which is good. Like I said, the camera frame rate won't pick it up every single shot. You get that blue, you get the red, get the green, and you got their special orange, which mimics kind of a flame. So what's neat is you're going, well, Jonathan, it sucks. If I want to change the setting, I gotta take this thing apart. I'm gonna show you, it's a bit complicated, but when it's inside, in the box, they do give you this little cleaning and unjamming rod, which serves a fantastic purpose because you can actually go in here, and of course it sets it off, right? That's the flash, you can barely see it, right? Now if I hold it for a second, it'll change. So put it in there again, hold it, and now it changed modes. Put it again, hold it, change, yep, there we go. Put it again, hold it, and now it's in blue mode. You can cycle through the modes without having to take this out of your pistol. So basically, when you have the tracer kit, which comes with a few extra parts, you simply have to take your rod on the field, clear your pistol, put it right down inside, hold it for a couple seconds, it will flash, and you know you're in the different color change modes. You can do that on the field, change the colors on the fly, and never have to take this thing apart because it's a little involved, but not bad. So to take it apart, we'll just talk about that. They give you a second Allen key, slightly larger. You have 2 screws here in the front, and that's where it's gonna access the baffle system. Now, the reason I'm gonna go ahead and take this whole thing apart for you is I wanna show you with the included screw, take that, and now you can take the front end off. Now, with this kit, you have a kit that is the tracer unit and an extension kit. So they'll give you, just like the real Maxim, extension pieces, these 2 extensions, they clip onto the front and they will extend the length. To add these on, because there are 2 screws here, I'm gonna take all the parts off as we're just talking here on camera. You'll see how this works. You have the inner barrel, which I told you, stops short. It doesn't go all the way to the end. The end is actually about where the screws are. So there's your inner barrel exposed. You have these 2 metal rods that allow you to put these screws that I unscrewed and holds the whole thing together. In the extension kit, they give you longer rods. So you're gonna replace those, just simple, unscrew, will come right out. You can replace them very easy. You don't have to be techie to do this at all. And you can add the extension on and put about 3 or 4 extra centimeters, about 1.5 inches of more length if you wanna have a longer one. That'll let you hide either a bigger tracer in here if you really want to, but their tracer is awesome. I wouldn't change it a bit. Or you can do some fun things with baffling if your country allows you to do those things. But what we're gonna have here is I will show you. So now with this on here, you take the main body, this part, and this comes with it. It lines up on those rails, right? Now I'm gonna take the tracer unit, I'm gonna put it right on there and just gonna screw it on normal, clockwise. It kind of goes on clockwise, not opposite like most airsoft. So that will go on here. And now your tracer's inside. Take the plate, put the plate on next, and we're going to put the different front end. So the regular front end has this small hole. The different front end has a very large hole, and that allows the flame to be seen out the front. So we're gonna go do that, get the second point, find my, and that's it. I just did it on camera, right? I was able to do this on the fly, on camera. Now what we have is the front's open. You can see the flame as it fires, and like I said, you can change the modes by just putting the screw, the jamming rod. Look at that. Now we're in red mode, right? That's how it works. And now you get that integrated. Now, also, this will work even with the longer baffles. It'll hide it even farther in there. You'll still get that cool flame effect. It'll be a little more recessed and a little more focused, but you still will get it if you use the baffles. And you can change the front ends too. So that's all part of the extension kit and the tracer kit. So now you have a pistol, shoots full auto, shoots semi-auto, has the Bifrost Rainbow mode, has their special orange flame if you wanna go that full realism mode, right? Will actually work as that flame and illuminate tracer BBs, and you can turn both of those features on and off independent of each other. So you can make it illuminate tracers, just do the flame, or both, or you can just turn it off and have none and never have to take this piece out. All on a nice stable platform, plus a red dot that doesn't move so it doesn't affect your rate of fire and put extra wear and tear on here. This is a pretty neat package. On to the Chrono. Chrono firing here, it was kind of a chilly-ish day, about 19 degrees C, which is 66 Fahrenheit. Using the Chrono, I'm seeing numbers around 290. It's definitely on the cooler side, using green gas, standard green gas in here, and 0.20 gram tracer BBs in here by Ace Tech, so I was using just to kind of make sure everything was kind of in the ecosystem. So when that is right on par with their FPS levels they're saying it's about 290 to 310, which is 88 meters per second to match up with the 290, up to about 95 meters a second to get to that 310. I think on a warmer day, you're gonna see closer to that 310. where I am on a much cooler day around that 290. And it seemed to hold the numbers pretty well. It didn't drop that much at all. Even doing mag dumps like full auto, still held on well. By way of accessories, right now at release, which is due for November, like I said, I got an early one of 2022. They're gonna be dropping it with the green gas mag. They're going to have a CO2 mag down the road, which will most likely raise the power. It's not been released yet. I didn't get a chance to get one of my early testing, so I don't know what the power levels on the CO2 mag is, but it will give you that functionality in cold weather, which is nice to have. The other piece that's gonna be releasing here very shortly, I think it's gonna be due close to the time of release or a little thereafter, is going to be their own holster for this, because people are gonna obviously like, what? I mean, this thing's pretty big, right? This does not, absolutely does not fit into a normal holster anywhere at all. So they have their own holster for it. It's gonna be compatible with a Safariland type pattern, like mounting plates or drop legs or anything like that. So to let you know those things are coming, which are gonna be probably the other two questions you're gonna have. Like, well, it doesn't have CO2, so I can use it in the cold. It's about to be wintertime. And do we have a holster? Yes, and yes. So that is it. That is the Krytac Maxim 9. I didn't see this coming, honestly. Like Krytac just, they always do this. They always just drop these things. Anyway, let me know. I'll be down joining you in the comments. And don't forget, if you guys haven't done it, like, subscribe, YouTube algorithm, all that stuff. And hit the notification bell. I do live streams weekly now. So if you want to be part of the live stream fam, hit the notification bell so you know when I'm going online. And we'll talk about things like this, the releases, and my live stream got to see this early, actually. So if you were part of it, you would have known this review's coming. So anyway, see you guys and gals in the next one. Until then, go out, play some airsoft, have some fun. But no matter what you do, call your freaking hits.